I'm found in that desert place. Now I walk through the wilderness. Blessed be your name. Every blessing you pour out, I'll turn back to praise. When the darkness closes in, Lord, still I will say, blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name.
Hey everybody! Thank you guys for joining me. And you know what time it is. You guys have to start saying this with me and coming on screen with me and saying, 1, 2, talk it off. 1, 2, talk it off. 1, 2, talk it off. Every Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And guys, please repost and share the video right now so that other people can come on and join in. Join in the conversation. You know, express yourself. Get it off your chest. You know, come on. I get to get it off my chest, so why not you too, huh? I'm Corinne Carlton, guys, and I'll be here every Monday. Yes, I will be. And we are a family right now, okay? We are getting together and we're just talking about stuff. So many crazy things have been happening in the past. I was about to say the past couple of weeks. It seems to be getting progressively crazier as the year continues. 2017-18, as the young people would say, has been wild. Is that what they say nowadays? Do they say that things are wild? I have no idea what they're saying, but you guys can always fill me in, you know? So let me see who's on here. I gotta put my glasses on to see this kind of thing here because time passes rather quickly. Okay. Alright, so, there are quite a few things I want to talk about, and it's so difficult not to include politics, and I really want to stay away from the politics, but it's so difficult. Hi Dale, thanks for coming on, and Jason and Bobby and Katrina, you guys are on and fantastic. I love it, love it, love it. Hi Bianca, thank you for coming on, beloved. Right, so I really try to avoid the politics, but politics is what's ruling our world. Governance is politics, believe it or not. So I'm hearing believe it or not. Governance is politics. We all know that. But I'm signing in here. Hang on 1 second. Now, what's my password now? I can't remember my password. I think I got it. Yeah, really bad memory. So, like I said, it's really hard not to talk about politics. And I don't want to talk about Kavanaugh. I don't want to talk about, what's his name? Donald Trump. I don't want to talk about these guys, but they're at the forefront of your mind and they're at the tip of your tongue. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to talk about them. But I'll say this. We just had a superstar who said, you know, she's all for women's rights and so on, and she is in Tennessee. Okay, so let me just say who I'm talking about. Taylor Swift. She is all for women's rights, equal pay, and so on and so on, and pushing and supporting other women. But the candidate in her area is female, and she voted against equal pay for women. She voted against a number of things that supported the rights of women. So she decided she's going on the opposite side, which is a male. And not just because he's a male, but because he is also representing quite a bit of the things that she values, quite a bit of her value system. He's not 100% what she's looking for, but in her opinion, it's better than someone who votes against almost everything that she stands for. And I can agree with that. I can see that. And I'll tell you something else too. A number of these superstars, they have a very large following. So you've got people who would be having like 12 million people following them. And if they say, listen, buff is a color, everybody's going to start saying, yeah, I wonder what kind of color is buff. Is it like an off-white kind of thing? Is it like a pale red? You know, people pay attention to when these guys say something and or do something. And so we have to have our heads on right. And a lot of the times we have to pay attention to what the media is carving out for us. And I have to say what the media is carving out, because quite often, what the media would push very often is really what we accept. So we really have to pay attention to what everybody is pushing at us and how we are going to be absorbing these things. Guys, feel free to join the conversation. And I've got, listen, my birthday coming up, and I got real enough people that born the same day as me, the same month as me, the same year as me. Something going on there that it's fantastic, and it's has nothing to do with signs and stars and all that sort of stuff. It's just the fact that at one point in time, God said, listen, let's make the best month of the year. And he came up with October. I'm just saying. So I've got a couple of people to say happy birthday to. And I really have to tell you guys, thank you for staying with me as well. And last week we were talking about the Me Too movement. So it seems as if the Me Too movement isn't going away, correct? Well, the Me Too movement really just was always there, but we didn't call it the Me Too movement. All right. And who is saying this? So Katrina said nope. Katrina, tell me what that nope was in reference to, because I was like talking about the different things. Girl, she gonna tell me February is the best month of the year. Listen, me and God had a discussion, okay? And God said, listen, this is what's happening, all right? When October came, don't tell me about February. Come on, man. Y'all just happened along. You just happened along, okay? And you see, a lot of the times as time go on, you know, you're fiddling with things. October babies. You're fiddling with things, and God fiddled with the others, and then he realized, okay, yeah, I got this correct now. And then everything else that came after was just a copy. People in November and December going like, what? Yes, I'm telling you. Ask him. Hi, Sean. Hi, Mr. Sinclair guy. I don't know who that is, but hi, guys. And yeah. So, oh wait, hold on. All right, there we go. Hi, Instagram. Hi, Facebook. Just so you guys know that we are on two different places there. Hi, Charlie. Thanks for coming on as well. So I want you to weigh in. I know that people are saying, well, you know, so back to Brett Kavanaugh. Is that how his name is pronounced? I don't want to disrespect the man either. Whether or not I disagree with what they're doing, I don't want to disrespect them. But so it's really interesting that he's gonna stand in one of the highest legal areas in the United States on the Supreme Court, and well, we have to live with it. There's very little we can do that will have immediate effect. But hi, Dr. Eve. But Kavanaugh is there, and immediately there is nothing that can be done. You know, people may take their shots and say, well, you know, and they may say whatever they want, but he's there. So it's a matter of, and anybody who does anything right now, it's almost going to be as if they are trying to scheme to get him out. And when in truth and in fact, I mean, if you think about the entire hearing and so on, regardless of whether or not there were truth or lies, you know what? I'm going to keep my glasses on. I'm going to keep them on. Yeah. Yes. So Charlie said, keep looking up. Literally keep looking up, and figuratively, because we know that our help comes from God. When we think of what's going on in countries, not just the United States, but across the world, Germany, France, Russia, the Caribbean, everywhere, it seems as if it's just crazy. But you know, I was listening. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm sorry. Quickly process to that thought. Right. So we know that he's going to be standing at one of the highest levels of courtdom, for lack of a better term, right now in the United States. And there's nothing that, like I said, there's nothing that anyone can do that will have immediate effect if they said, well, hey, this guy needs to go. And even if you said this guy needs to go, what are you going to do about it? It just goes to show the division and the double standard of this country. Katrina, it's not just this country. I mean, you both you and I are familiar with a local politics that where people would say, BLP, DLP, same thing. They sit down at each other's table and they wine and dine together. It's the same policy, but is it really a double standard? We had the Yale alumni and students having a protest for what was going on, not for Brett Kavanaugh, but against. Believe these women. Listen to what these women are saying. Give them an ear. Let them say what they have to say, and not just do it because, hey, it is going to quail everything. But they're saying, do everything fairly. And everyone was comparing the Anita Hill and the Dr. Ford. What's her first name? So, and Anita Hill was a student of, is an alumni of Yale as well. And they're saying, well, the FBI had their investigation and so on and everything. And the FBI investigation came a little later down into the Kavanaugh Ford debacle, because it really kind of is, because it's very difficult to really have any clarity on it. But I mean, it really honestly just comes down to the fairness of treatment of women, believe it or not. You may have a man who may have had an incident occur, and people may say, well, no, they're not going to listen to the man either, because they say he should have been able to take control and protect himself and so on. And then they go, well, why did he do that to the woman? And she must have been doing this and she must have been doing that. And that's how it always goes. People will say, well, people say that all the time, but a lot of the times that's what it boils down to. That's what people want to come and say, hey, it's because she was doing this, or it was because she was doing that. And in truth and in fact, it wasn't because of any of this. Hi, O'Brien. Hey, Nathaniel. O'Brien, Nathaniel, Stefan. I know you as Nathaniel. And so it's just really paying attention to how women are being treated and how they are being sized up. And not just here, but almost all over the world. You have people are stunned when people talk about the matriarch societies that exist across Africa and Asia, some parts of Asia, and some parts of Africa, and people are like, well, that's just how it is. And recently, Hair Mania is also locked on, and Carol Toppin is locked on. Brett is locked on, and quite a few of my friends are locked on. Thank you guys for coming on. And recently, we've been seeing more and more of the matriarch societies being brought to light. And I wonder why that is. Is it because we're finally realizing, well, they exist? In history and as time go on, we are usually told of the patriarchal society, and very little is mentioned of the matriarchal societies. And now that they're being brought to light, people are going like, whoa, that's dope. I'm serious. I heard a guy go, the guy was like, whoa, that's dope. And when you think about societies, I would even dare to say that women are really in control, but they don't get the results or the rewards of what they have been controlling. And unfortunately, it has been going on for so long. I'm fine, Nathaniel. Thank you. It's been going on. Hi, Cordine. Coradine, I'm sorry. It's been going on for so long that women have not been rewarded for their hard work. And, you know, just going on the whole equality thing and being treated unfairly. And this has been something that's been going on for decades, not just for, well, for centuries, not for decades, for centuries. And it's nothing new, but what are we doing about this century-old issue? You know, just leaving it. You know, we see a few women who would go past the glass ceiling, and we are like, whoa, that's amazing. She must be a genius to get that far. Or you know, it's just crazy. So Katrina says, a lot of women don't speak up because of the trauma. Yep, people talk about the time span, but I think what is good for the goose is good for the gander. Comparing the, you know what, I'm going to read it from here. Comparing him to Bill Cosby, they crucified him, but Kavanaugh got a slap on the hand. Hey, listen, don't get me started on that Bill Cosby thing, all right? Because I want to talk about that tonight as well, all right? It's I might be crucified or I might be embraced. I don't know, but let's see when we start to talk about it and so on. All right. So guys, please remember to share and repost and tell your friends about it so that they too can join the conversation and get on with us. Hi Nikita. Nikita's on Instagram. All right. And I must also mention to you guys that if you're interested in being a part of the show, please do let me know. If you have something you want to share, if you have a business you would like to promote, if you just want to be heard, it's quite all right. Listen, this is 1, 2, talk it off. 1, 2, talk it off. Hey, Sherman Gardner. Hey, yes, Sherwin. Yes, Sherwin. Yes, Sherwin. Yes, Sherwin. Yes, Sherwin. Right, that was my praise break. So going back to this. I know. Wait. Yesterday. Right, so we all love God. Going back to this now. What was I talking about? Yes, this is what I was talking about. We were talking about this equality with women. Hi, Dario. And congratulations, Dario, on your interview in the papers. It was fantastic. Love that things are happening. All right. So as I was mentioning, if any of you want to be a part of the show, there's something you would like to share with the world, whether it be your artistic work, whether it be your hi Patrick, whether it is your business that you would like to share with everybody, just send me a message. Let me know, hey, listen, I do this or I do that, and I want the entire world to know what it is that I do. And we can, we'll work it out. We will see how we can do something to get you guys to talk about exactly what it is you do. All right. And I have to tell you guys about Simpson Villa Holiday Accommodations. You know that I always have to slide that in there. It's a home away from home on the south coast of the island Barbados. And I'll tell you another thing before I continue telling you about Simpson Villa Holiday Accommodations. Now, if you have a business that you have to explain some stuff to people, hi Patrick, that you have to explain stuff to people, this is a great forum to do it. And interestingly enough, you tend to get a couple of inboxings from people, which I would prefer not, because then I would like if everybody can share on the forum and tell me, hey, what you think and so on, or even later on go back and express yourself in one of the comments. That's quite okay. That's quite fine. All right. So Simpson Villa Holiday Accommodations is a home away from home on the south coast of the island Barbados. Now accommodations start around $45 US per person per night. And you just need to tell us when you're coming, how many are staying, and we will work something out for you to make sure that your stay is fantastic and amazing and that you enjoy yourself to the fullest. Relax in a breezy, spacious, quiet, and cool atmosphere with wireless internet at your fingertips and spa treatments, at your beck and call. Just let us know what you want and when you want, and we will organize that for you. We are within 5 minutes from any amenity, including the beautiful Miami Beach and the Barbados Golf Course, which is just parallel to Simpson Villa Holiday Accommodations. Book your spa treatments, order cooked meals, plan a family reunion even. We've got space for 12, 15 people. Family reunion might be a little bit more people, but we can see what we can work out there. Okay, so let's help you plan your holiday and wholesome activities, the museums, the Adventureland tours, and zip line and exploring the caves, and jet skiing, even catamarans. Okay, so hi Octavia. It's breakfast available. So with Simpson Villa Holiday Accommodation, so Octavia is on Instagram. Breakfast is available, but you would have to order it. Let us know beforehand that you would like breakfast prepared for you. All right, because of it's a whole bunch of different things, but breakfast is available. You just let us know. It's usually a continental breakfast, unless you ask for something different. Okay, and then you got the American, the English breakfast. You just let us know exactly what you want to have at Simpson Villa Holiday Accommodations. All right, guys. And somebody might be saying, wait, hold on. There's a Sherwin Gardner radio station. No, not really. He's just right now in the playlist.
Isaiah 58:1, cry aloud.
Molly music.
That voice like a trumpet to show my people the transgression. I gotta do it, y'all. To he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches. And to them who may not know this.
Yeah, no, that one taking too long to come in. I'm sorry. You see, I didn't plan to play that, but I just realized that most of the songs that I chose was Sherwin Gardner. But that's okay, Caribbean people. Okay, I'll look out for that message, Octavia. And Christmas is coming, so book Simpson Villa Holiday Accommodations. As for those of you who have your catering business and so on in Barbados, hey, connect with us and say, hey, listen, there's some people who want to have a reception, small reception, obviously, because it's a guest house. Or you may want to have a birthday party. Prefer not children birthday parties. I'm not saying they're ruled out, but prefer more controlled and that sort of thing and so on. Right. So we're going on now. We're talking about the equality of women, and thank you guys for staying with me. Thank you all for staying with me there. And I just want to repeat really quickly what Katrina has said, because I really do like that thought. When she said a lot of women, and let me not say a lot of women, a lot of us don't speak up because of the trauma. And I'm gonna just unpack that trauma part a little bit. We hear of people who would have been affected, assaulted, attacked when they were hi Kenny, when they were 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, and somebody may mention to them, well, nothing ever happened to you, and they will say, well, oh, I remember this person coming into my room or whatever it is, and they will give some small scattered details until you are able to delve a little bit further to realize that the child's brain is so sophisticated that the child decided that survival mode here, I have to grow up and become an adult, so I'm going to put this in a corner so that it doesn't bother the rest of my life visibly. Because quite often we realize that it does affect our lives, but it doesn't affect your life visibly for a whole lot of people to see. And maybe those who know you okay, I just saw a message there, but okay, Octave, I'll sort that out so that you can send me a message. It's quite okay. And so they have a survival aspect of their brain and their psyche to help them move forward in life. So yeah, that trauma thing, and also the trauma can also trigger fear. The person doesn't have to threaten you, but because of the society that we live in, you are going to feel threatened. You may feel some sort of, it's just going to immobilize you from being able to do something about it. And people don't talk about the time span. People talk about the time span, but I think what is good for the goose is good for the gander. And comparing him to Bill Cosby, they crucified him, Bill Cosby, but Kavanaugh got a slap on his hand. And yeah, not even the wrist, right? They didn't even go that far up. I know you just put that in there. But so I want to go into that Bill Cosby thing, and I mentioned it a few weeks ago. So Bill Cosby is getting 3 years, and if he violates his, hi Michael Maycock, thank you for coming on, my brother. If he violates his any of the stipulations, you know, they're gonna slap him with whatever that they can. So we know that Bill Cosby is not a young man, but here's my thing. They say, and he has to register himself as a violent sexual predator. So they say that Bill Cosby is guilty of a violent sexual attack where he drugged and raped his victim, and he got 3 years. They may be considering his age, but I'm saying if you're considering his age, and let's say he's supposed to get 26 years, we'll give him 26 years. If he dies in prison, he dies in prison. Now, please don't misunderstand. I'm not saying the man is guilty. I'm not saying the man is innocent. The law courts proved that he was guilty, and so be it. Now, here's the thing with that. All right. I think that let me not say that part. For me, it was lenient forget that it was Bill Cosby. Forget that it was him. We know that he was the one that was on trial because this is what the law courts and the media and everyone let us know, that Bill Cosby is the person who's on trial here. All right. But let's just forget that it was him. And let's just say it was Michael Smith. And Michael Smith hails from, I don't know, somewhere that nobody ever even knows. And he's 54. You know, good age. He has a pretty decent job. He's let's make him mediumly successful. So he's a manager at a major retail store. All right. And so he's making good money, good house, blah, 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 you know, decent and everything. So he's taken advantage and he's been found guilty of this exact same crime. Do you think that Michael Smith would get 3 years? And part of that, 18 months of that 3 years is probation? Do you think that he would get that? I don't think so. I think that Michael Smith would have gotten the entire gamut of the gavel, and he would not be given probation. And if he was given probation, it would probably come after 20 years or so. I know that I'm trust me, I mean, come on, when you have people who, there was a recent, well, not recently, it's a decade, 2 decades and a half, there was a 17-year-old guy who was arrested and thrown into prison for, I don't remember his name, but it was for armed robbery, and the person was shot and killed, and so he was actually in the area, just happened to be in the area. Wrongful arrest, wrong identity, everything, you know. So do you think that I'm saying to myself this, considering the consequence of Bill Cosby's, forget the past couple of years that he's been through this trauma of the trial and so on, and forget that. This is his consequence. This is his sentence. It makes you wonder, was this guy guilty in the first place? No, yes. There may have been people who would do the countless amount of indecencies when it comes to how they treat women, because women want to get ahead, and because everything is so unfair, they have to do these things. I don't get that, but they have to do all these sort of things and sell themselves short and blah 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 and give in and so on and so forth. I'm not saying that he was right, nor am I saying that he is innocent, me either. But this was a shakedown, plain and simple. I agree. And they didn't go after him for the crime, but for who he was. I completely agree. I completely, and this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that if it makes you wonder, based on because of the mentality okay, your thing got caught short there. I'm saying that if one of my kids did something wrong and the other kid did something wrong, the exact same thing, the punishment should be the exact same. There really should not be leniency. And I'm saying, well, okay, so you're thinking, well, he's old. Yeah, but he's also lived his life, right? So then if he has cut short or traumatized the majority of the life of this other human being, he should pay for it. And we've had I've had some discussions. Hi, Brandon. Thank you for coming on. I've had some discussions with some other people, and they're saying, well, they're knocking on him because he's black, and he's, I know, that's why I'm saying it. They're saying that he was trying to buy one of those networks, one of those major networks a few years ago. So everybody is saying, well, it's because of that, and they're not going down as hard on him as they would have one of those other Hollywood guys, and a whole bunch of different things. And I'm still saying, right? If you are a violent sexual predator, regardless of your age, I say this again, if you're old, it means you could go to jail and spend the rest of the time there. Your sentence is going to be shorter than what it should be then. Correct? It makes you wonder if he was really and truly guilty in the first place. And guys, feel free to come here if you're on that type of group is even go there. Yes, with the sole purpose of entrapment. And I've heard some guys, some hip hop artists in some of their interviews, they would say people will come with cameras and stuff naked in their hotel rooms and then send them pictures and send them stuff later on and say, I'm pregnant, you're my baby's daddy. I'm thinking, like, so if they took them up on it right, they were, oops, the baby died. But yeah, so it's complete imbalance. So many questions as to what's going on. I will tell you, I will say this, that it is very believable that he assaulted. It is believable that he assaulted women because of who he is and the opportunities that he had and the opportunities that they were seeking. Cordine is saying, after 35 years, where did that come from? If it is true. Even if it is true, like we were just mentioning, Cordine, that women wouldn't report this. So there was a hashtag, why I didn't report it. He was a policeman, he was my uncle, he was a this, he was that, whatever it is. Maybe scared, she couldn't remember, have no idea. After 35 years, it doesn't even matter how long. It could have been when she was 7. It doesn't matter. An assault is an assault, and when you have the courage to come forward and deal with it, you deal with it. All right? And the thing that I have with it is there's so many questions, and
Voodoo dolls of the first lady wanting her to die, but it ain't her really. You really want what you got, but they really ain't your fault. All the way the pastor gave you money, told you that they love you after sex.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Let me pull this one back. This is Mali music, right?
Hold on, no, I can't stop yet because something in us has started has escaped from the power. Wow. Pornography, sex toys at the bottom drug. You're under 25, unmarried with Viagra. You're full of lust, promiscuous thoughts going on in your mind. Yeah, you're burning with desire. You're almost 49 and the lover in your mind is the lead singer of the youth choir. Men on the down low, well, I guess it ain't down low no more cause everybody know you get the riddle. Hair, nails done better than the sisters and your spirits transferred through your core strings and paradiddles. Voodoo dolls of the first lady wanting her to die, but it ain't her really. You really want what you got, but they really ain't your fault. All the way the pastor gave you money, told you that they loved you after sex last night. You're puffing up, you're drinking up, shooting up.
Clutching with pearls. If you're trying to figure out what I'm all of that about, try it. Just go on YouTube and look for Mali Music Cry Aloud. And this is one of those songs that talks about truth, how people are in church and so on. All right. So let me see who is on here on Instagram. So we've got Alethea. Hey, Alethea, Fiona, and Sean. So have to go, but sometime on your talk it off then. On your talk it off then fact that we will begin trading with the Chinese dollar instead of them, us. Okay, so let me read that again. So sometime on your talk it off, then the fact that we will begin trading with the Chinese dollar instead of them, us.
Simpson Villa Holiday
Instead of the US dollars.
Is a home away from home on the south coast of the island Barbados. Accommodations are $50 nightly and $65 with breakfast for single occupancy. Ground transfer is available and other transportation provisions on request. Holiday in Barbados at Simpson Villa Holiday Accommodations. Less than 10 minutes from any amenity and the fabulous sandy beaches of Barbados. Relax in a breezy, quiet, spacious and cool atmosphere with wireless internet at your fingertips and spa treatments a phone call away. Email them now, simpsonvilla@caribsurf.com. That's CYNSONVILLA@caribsurf.com.
Man,
we need the glory.
Okay, so one probably very soon, Sean. You know what? I'm gonna get you to come on and share it with me, okay? So that you can tell people exactly what your thoughts are there with reference to the U.S. dollar, trading the U.S. dollar instead of the Chinese and the U.S. dollar thing. That would be crazy. Could you imagine using the yen instead of the U.S. dollar right now? The yen is what? It's a little weaker than the. Oh, I get your point. Whoa. All right. So Katrina is sharing with me. Katrina said, we need to investigate before we pass judgment because good men are also being shamed because of a simple accusation, losing their life's work because of greed, because that's the culture we are living in. And let me just finish reading what she's saying here. Okay. No, hold on. So there's more to it. Because the culture that we're living in, and someone might knock you because they're probably going to say, well, are you agreeing with Donald Trump? Are you saying that men have to be scared right now? Is that what you're saying? No, that's not what she's saying. It's in the beginning she said we need to investigate because there are going to be times where men are going to be wrongfully accused. But because men are being wrongfully accused, the percentage is like and I'm not saying disregard it. Please don't misunderstand. I'm not saying disregard that whether or not men are being accused or so on. Hi, Pastor Eddie. And here's the thing with we have to be fair. She's saying we have to be fair, and I completely agree. So you are going to have people who will want to take advantage of a system. But then that aside, you will have people that will need to have the system work for them. So when you have all these famous men who are being accused, and the media might want us to think, well, you know what, keep your boy children under wraps because they may be accused. No, man, stop it. Because the amount of men that are being accused, it's the sample is minute. The sample is minute. The amount of women, however, that are being affected is not. Sans the catcalls and sans the hey sexy mama, sans the workplace harassment, sans all of that. If you look at direct assault on women, it can even be from one person on multiple women. It doesn't have to be each woman, each man kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, we want to defend, but we also have to be fair in our defense. We have to be fair with this, and I find it's a heavy thing to see an unfair defense occur on Kavanaugh Ford, and I'm wondering, you know, do you really think that Bill Cosby sexually abused 80 women? There's a we were just listening. Were you listening to Mali Music when Mali Music said you're only 25 and you're on Viagra? It's not impossible. I'm not ruling it out, but it's not. Girl, Fiona, we are talking about Kavanaugh and how he is now going to be in the Supreme Court. He was sworn in today, and just the fairness or unfairness of it. And then we looped all the way across to Bill Cosby, violent sexual predator. Hi, John. And he is he's been given 3 years, 18 months probation. He serves 18 months and then he gets 18 months probation. If he violates that at all, he goes back to prison or jail, which apparently there's a difference. So he goes back there to serve out his sentence. But my thing is this: whether or not it's believable, whether or not it's true, Bill Cosby was found guilty of these things, and they're saying that, I heard little feet. There's this is my issue with that he is guilty, and let's just say Michael Smith is also guilty, 54 years old, has a pretty affluent position and everything in society, and well respected, blah blah blah, and all the other things that come with the chain. And he is going to get, because of his age, I guess, he is going to get man no man, but Katrina, why don't you come on screen? Come on screen and share this with me, because I don't know what the man no man is about. So he is getting, I'm sure that if Michael Smith at 54, Michael Smith is going to get the full gamut of the gavel. That's what I think. Bill Cosby got a violent sexual predator, got 18 months in prison. I know everybody's is watching me from bed. I was thinking of changing the time, but no, I'm not gonna change the time. Everybody is chilling, and I like it that way. So, right. So, yeah, this is just, I just think it's really unfair how things are going and everything. And the sentencings of what's been happening. Some people are just getting a fine, you know, and this is what I'm saying, you know, it's you're wondering if he was guilty in the first place, because I really believe that somebody that is guilty would get everything that judge got in the back pocket, and some for the next door neighbor thrown at them, to make sure that they understand the consequence of their actions and teach them a lesson. I honestly think so, because 36 months in jail for attacking. Katrina, you said 80, right? But let's shift that part and just go with the 10. Wait, no, let's just go with the 1. you drug me or raped me when I was in my young adulthood, and you get 18 months in prison, I gonna wait for you. After I spent the last 2 years trying to prove that you were guilty, that's it. And they're thinking this is a victory. Yeah, justice was served. Yeah. Was he guilty in the first place? That's my question. The Kavanaugh, we don't know that. Nothing gonna happen with that there. Black, white, color, beige, rich, poor, yada, yada, yada. Gentleman's club. That's it. Nothing's gonna happen there. Whether or not he was guilty, I like beer. I really like beer. Oh, the comedians had a field day with him. Oh my goodness, they had a field day with him. Right. So, after she spent his money too. Some people called it prostitution because she would have benefited. We're talking about the Bill Cosby lady victim. That she would have benefited, and she would have spent the money, hanged around, and so on. Because of this was in 2000, 10 years ago, they said 2000, so 2008, but 2004, correct? Oh, man. Forget the time frame that it took to come forward. Forget that. The circumstances and the results of it all, it's crazy. It's interesting. I shouldn't say crazy. It's interesting. Some people even look, yeah, she did benefit. And some people even, yes, Katrina, she did benefit. And some people even go to as far as to say, well, she wasn't even pretty and this. Regardless of whether or not she was pretty, she could look like a hyena. It doesn't matter. If you were taken advantage of and you took the perks of being taken advantage of, I'm not saying it makes it right, but it brings into question everything. Fiona says she believes that Bill was set up. She got paid and then he was locked up. She was paid off and then Bill Cosby was locked up. It's sad, but I mean, that's what they're doing to the men. Let me not say that's what they're doing to the men. It's not clear what's happening. There's some that is clear cut. Like that guy from the Today Show, Matt Lauer. Man, listen. This guy, so it was sexual harassment. Forget the affairs. It was sexual harassment. And this guy lost his job. He lost his family. And I'm saying, if this was something that had to go to court, the judge can just shake his head and say, like, brother, man, you're in jail already. You're just walking around your cell. She doesn't get to come all these years later after enjoying the perks. She does get to come all these years later. But the question is, Katrina, the question is, forget the perks, right? If you were genuinely affected or assaulted, you should come forward. And let's just say that, okay, so you enjoyed the person, you're doing it because you really want to get ahead. You were young, and all these sort of things, and you didn't know any better, you just decided you're going to suck it up and deal with it. I think you need to say that. I think you need to say that, yes, I spent the money, and yes, I lived in a lush lifestyle because of the benefit of what happened, because of my association with Bill Cosby, and so on. And maybe if you think about it, maybe that's why he only got 18 months with a 18-month probation. Maybe. So just jumping back to the Matt Lauer thing, this guy is still recovering. And I'm wondering, I don't even want to say that he probably realized, okay, it's done. He didn't. Is he even fighting? Is he even doing anything about it? Because you haven't heard anything about it. That other guy, older dude, man. I agree totally about coming forward. It needs to be full disclosure on both sides, completely. And this is the problem where it's, especially when you have something that has loopholes in it, it needs to be full disclosure on both sides. So we had wow, listen, Facebook got junk mail, yeah. Sorry guys. Listen, it's Facebook Live, so I'm seeing these things. All right. Fiona says, why was Bill charged and not the president? I need that explained. They had evidence. What evidence did they have? What did the president do? Double standard in America. What did the president do, Fiona? What did he do? Other than not giving up one of the properties that the government owns, the government is renting from the Trumps. And other than not disclosing, like all other presidents, that, hey, listen, I've got some assets. And what did the president do? He was also accused of sexual harassment. Yes, he was. But, so the question is this. When he was accused of sexual harassment, was anything done about it at the time? Can they do anything about it now? Because the situations he was in, he's no longer in. If you think about Matt Lauer, we're talking harassment now, okay, Fiona? Not assault. Because the workplace really deals with, like my workplace they have great stipulations on sexual harassment period, and what to do. He's on the tape talking about grabbing women, but was he harassing anybody? I'm not defending or going against, but we cannot bring a man up on charges for saying things, and that's so it's. I agree, he did. Nothing can be done because a sitting president cannot be charged, right? But before he was a sitting president, and the things that he did, he could have been charged while he was there and then for sexual harassment. He could have been, but nobody did anything. He didn't rape anybody, did he? I don't know. Until somebody comes forward. Yeah, they tried, Katrina, they tried the, I think it's the 51st Amendment about bringing charges against a president and stuff. They try to, women are accusing, not women accuse him, Fiona. Women are accusing him, and it's not, they're doing it all now. The accusations these days is enough. Well, seems if Bill had just grabbed a woman's private parts, he would be a free man today then. Well, you see, Bill used more than his hands, Roger. He should have, he should have stopped while he was ahead. Put the brakes on. Who does that? Martin. Yeah, he should have just put the brakes on. But a lot of guys don't want to put the brakes on because our patriarchal society is allowing them to just do as they please and get away with it because males are the leaders in our society. Bill should have kept his mouth shut. It wasn't Bill who squealed. It was not Bill Cosby. I mean, wait, hold on. So, hold on. Guys, so Roger's saying, seems if Bill had just grabbed a woman's private parts, he would have been free. So if you're talking about Bill Cosby, no, he wouldn't be. If you're talking about Bill Clinton, no, he wouldn't be. Fiona says Bill should have kept his mouth shut. he said he drugged the lady. Well, he's an idiot. Maybe because he didn't drug the lady, or maybe because he didn't even know. Maybe he thought if he was admitting half a truth, that would have made a difference. Maybe. He admitted giving them, yeah, it's stupid, man. You know, when you got people around primary schools giving kids drugs, they don't go around saying, yeah, listen, so I just sell to primary school children. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Guys, you are warming up now that we're coming to an end. That's fantastic, because that means that we get to come back and do this again. We get to come back and do this again. Ow. That was like Spanish fly. What does that mean, Spanish fly? I hear that phrase quite often, Spanish fly. What does that mean, Katrina? Fiona said, yes, he is. It's a drug addict. It was the fad at the time. Oh, right. Yes. It was quite often that you would hear of a party or something, and people were just getting high and stuff. But hold on, 10 years ago, Spanish fly is a date drug. Huh. So, that was just 10 years ago. I mean, so he would have been like in his 70s. What are you doing drugging a woman in your 70s? Huh? Man, nah, man. I mean, are you guys? This is 1, 2, talk it off. 1, 2, talk it off. 1, 2, talk it off. Share it, repost it, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody, tell your enemy, your frenemy, tell anybody about this, because we are going to be talking some more. And it's unfortunate that this is the topic that is on everybody's mind, and unfortunately, yeah. So thank you guys for coming on. Thank you, Katrina and Fiona, and who else is on here? Hold on, I'll tell you who else. Jerry was on, Sean was on, Octavia, and Nikita, and everybody, and Sinclair, Guy Sinclair was on as well. Bobby, Charlie, O'Brien, Corradine, Patrick, Vincent. Hi, Vincent. And everybody, a whole bunch of people were on. So I completely enjoyed this. I completely enjoyed your company. And remember to repost and join us again back here next week. We have a special guest next week, so make sure you guys come and share the show, okay? And don't forget Simpsonville Holiday Accommodations, a home away from home. I almost forgot to mention that Simpsonville is having a special weekend on the 24th. Let me make sure I have it right here. So it's it's the 26th to the 28th of October. Entertainment, accommodations, meals, and 2 spa treatments for $390. I think it's $395 US. And yeah, you get all of that. And all you have to do is just get there. That's it. All right, see you guys. Bye. Enjoy your evening. 1, 2, talk it off. 1, 2, talk it off. Hey. Woo!